Alright guys, so I'm going to make some wishbones out of this inner and outer tie rod. And what I got going on here is I'm going to cut this, I don't know, somewhere here. And I'm going to shove it into this black pipe. It's probably not going to be the strongest thing in the world, but I think it'll work for what I got going on, at least till I can afford to get some, maybe some prefab wishbones or links or some shit, I don't know. Anywho, I'm going to shove this down all the way inside there, and I'll weld it like right before the threads start. And then I'll drill a couple holes in the pipe, and I'll weld them, one or two or three, I don't know, a couple of them inside there. So I'll straighten up that pipe. And this is cut long. It's probably going to be about 4 inches shorter. So the little distance from where this ends to this, it should be pretty strong. So that's one end. Off here somewhere will come the other side of the hairpin. So it'll come off here. It'll have a bend and come up and go like that. And this will have the tie rod in. So this will go to the frame. And this side will go to the axle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my own bung. I guess that's what it's called. I don't know. That's threaded. What it is two grade 8 bolts. I just screwed them on together, welded them up, and then grinded them down. And now they fit right in there. Because one bolt, it would only went in like that far, and then I still had to weld it, you know. So that's not very strong. So I put 2 bolts together, and it goes in a little farther. So then I could leave a little bit sticking out and give it a good weld around there. And then the bolt side of it that's going to screw in there, I'm going to cut a notch. This is 1.5 inches, so I'm probably going to use like a 2-inch bolt. I have a bunch of bolts here, so I'll use a 2-inch bolt. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this out right here, and then I'll just build out a plate, a little round end with the hole drilled through it that I can bolt up to the spring behind bracket that I made here. That's a nasty weld, but I can weld it all the way around the whole thing because I cut it to fit, and then it's notched in here. It's notched about halfway through. The bracket actually goes down inside there till it butts up with the inner part of the axle. So whether that's a nasty weld or not, it'll still hold if I weld all the way around both sides of it. And whatever, for what it's for, I think it'll work. So that's how I'm going to do that. So I'll get to building some of it, and then I'll kind of show you how it looks. I got these cut. The bracket that goes here, that's going to hold the tie rod, except for where are they? Oh, here they are. Except for this piece is too thin to, it's 3/16, but it's too thin to there's like 1.5 inches of tie rod that doesn't have thread, so I have to cut a piece of this other rod, this thinner one. I'm gonna cut a piece of that off and then weld it to the back of this plate. So when I stick the tie rod in there, then there'll be a spacer welded on, so I can just put a washer and a nut, and then I'll just gusset this plate a little bit once I get it welded onto the side of the frame. I'm gonna round it off. I'm gonna make it look nicer than that. There's kind of the pattern you can see there. I'll round it off and make it look nice. So that's how I'm gonna do that. All right, I'll get back with you guys.